all this talk of illegal migration in Europe, in the United States, it ultimately comes down to a contest of what is governance. Who is governed? Which countries are governed well? And if so many of these countries around the world are incapable of governing themselves, then it's time for us to put the imperial hat back on to say, we're going to govern those countries if you're incapable of governing yourselves, because enough is enough. We're done being invaded.
Because our own national security risk is at stake.
Exactly.
National security interests are at stake.
You can say that about pretty much all of Africa. They're incapable of governing themselves and benefiting their citizens because the governments there are all about looting and pillaging and lining their pockets and going shopping in Paris instead of actually making their country a better
People on the left are going to watch this. They're going to say, wait a minute, Eric Prince is talking about being a colonialist again.
Absolutely. Yes. Enough. Because if you go to these countries and you see how they suffer under absolutely corrupt, made-up governments that are just criminal syndicates.
Made-up governments.
The people of Africa, the people of Latin America, a lot of them deserve better. Now, some countries are really getting it together. Look at what El Salvador did. Bukele, murder capital of Latin America, he said, no more. Now El Salvador is safer than Prince William County.
And he took
just south of Washington, D.C.
So guys, that's Eric Prince. This won't be a long video. He's an imperialist. He wants to return to the days when they control the African continent, which means recolonizing the continent, which will never happen because we live in different times and we're not laying back and sit back and say and accept anyone to come and destabilize our country anymore. Even though these countries, the Western countries, have bases in Africa, we are pushing back because there's talks of getting rid of all foreign bases off the continent. But this guy, why this is important and why I'll do a video on this Eric Prince is not a regular citizen. This guy is the head of a multi-billion-dollar company, which is Blackwater, aka Academi, they changed the name. And they are mercenaries, and they have over 20,000 workers. You have over 20 helicopters, fighter jets, and warships. So he's not a regular guy. And with this thinking, he can do damage because the reason why they changed the name from Blackwater to Academi because they get in trouble in Iraq for unaliving people, raping people, torture. Even though the American government turned their heads, it was like years after they did some form of court case to get them in, to hold them accountable, but it was only like the foot soldiers, it wasn't them big guys. Eric Prince was in Ukraine trying to sign a $10 billion deal with the Ukrainian government, which will be done because what? America is giving billions to Ukraine. They just send $95 billion more to Ukraine. So these mercenaries are going to get billions of dollars out of this. They was in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya. They are the ones who helped destabilize Libya to the point where they went. Because why? And not only Libya, they have other African countries where these groups are operating. And I'm talking about not only American. You have the British does this. Name the Western country, they does it because what? They use these mercenaries so the countries cannot get hold of control over whatever happened in these countries with combat assassinations, destabilization, unaliving people, causing aiding terrorist group to wreak havoc in these countries so to make they become more destabilized, to start wars, like in Sudan, in DRC, what's going on. That's why you see in DRC currently they are burning the Western flags, the American flags there, light them on fire, and then they want them out. So this is why he's so concerned about recolonizing the continent, because they're gonna lose billions of dollars when Africa becomes more self-reliable and self-reliant. So again, this guy is going all over the place. He's thrived. He makes money off wars. So hence the reason why he's in Ukraine, he's in Sudan, he's in DRC. Where the war is, his company's there, helping to fund the war, to keep the war going, because they don't stop war, because if they stop war, they don't make money. America paid them $1 billion just to protect diplomats. $1 billion to protect diplomats in Afghanistan. Can you imagine that? And even President Obama used them. It came out in, it's documented where he, our government, I'm not gonna just say President Obama, Biden, Bush, Clinton, when this last, the orange one name again, Trump, they all use mercenaries to carry the dirty work, to do assassinations. Even the French does this because that's what they did when in Burkina Faso in 1987 when they assassinated President Sankara, and they installed their own puppet president for 30 years who did nothing when it comes down to development in the country. That's why Ibrahim Traoré took over, and in 2 years he have created multiple jobs, build new roads, create factories, build 2 new factories, one from refining gold, one from mining waste. And also he get rid of some majority of the terrorist group that was in this country. He pushed them back, and people are living much better. People are getting to work. There's less crime, and foot and foot. So he's doing a great job. All the junta leaders are doing a great job. So this guy only interested in making money. Eric Prince, don't forget the name, and the Academi, Blackwater, aka Academi Mercenary Group. And I tell you, they're over 20,000 strong, and all these workers of his are ex-military. He's not no normal people. These are ex-SEALs. He himself is a SEAL. He was an ex-SEAL. So he's SEAL members, retired military guys who don't make money in normal everyday life. They go to these mercenary groups and make millions of dollars, and while the company make billions. Every single government on the planet works with them except African presidents. So I understand his mindset because what? This is how he makes his money, and not only he, majority of these Western countries and these Western presidents think like this. They still want to recolonize Africa in the sense that without Africa, majority of these countries' economy gonna fall because what? The amount of resources they're taking out of these countries to fund their pockets is it's unbelievable. Right now, from Niger alone, France is losing almost $500 billion per year. In just 1 year alone, France economy lost $500 billion, half a billion dollars just because of the uranium. They cannot no longer steal from Niger. In a sense, they were paying 80 cents per kilo, while the cost of the uranium was 200. So now because they have to pay 200 now, for the amount they wanted for the year is 300 million. That's just on one resources. Then they have the gold and the other diamond and the diamonds, the gold and other resources that they are taking out of these countries adds up. So over $1 trillion they're making off of those 3 Sahel countries, and that money now comes out of the French economy. So that's why you see you have this big strike going on in France, where the farmers are striking, the workers are striking, they are burning countries. Why? Because there's no more money to spread around willy-nilly like how they used to do. Because what? These Sahel countries kick the French out permanently, and this is what America is afraid of. So this is the reason why they are running around Africa now trying to sign deals. But a little bit too late. We need to get rid of all of them off the continent, and then they have to come to us and buy our resources on a market value price, not under the table. So, and all of their puppet presidents are becoming obsolete because they're getting put out of government and they're getting voted out. That's why the Senegal president didn't want to leave and causing this whole uproar in Senegal currently, because what? He wanted to put someone there who can work with the West, a puppet. He didn't want true leaders in it. And same thing in Nigeria with Tubumi, or whatever his name is. He's Kenyan President Ruto, President Nana Akufo of Ghana. Name it, they are falling apart one by one, and that's what I like. So, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. As always, tell a friend, like, comment, and subscribe. Boom.